Hey, Joe, are you ready to pick up high gain at this time on TV? We're on the air.
That's affirmative. We're all ready for it, Gino.
Okay, are you finished with the computer? I need to get to Verb 83.
Roger, we're all done. You can have it back, Tom.
You heard Gene Cernan advise that the crew is transmitting television, and we should be receiving that shortly. At the present time, we're still standing by to get a lock on the high gain antenna.
Houston, follow 10, over.
Roger, go ahead, 10, Houston.
Roger, that's Deeper crater right there. You see it?
Oh, we're not getting a... Yeah, there we go. Okay, you betcha.
We've got a black and white picture, still waiting for the color.
Roger, it's coming in real good now, John. It's right in just about in the center of our screen.
Okay, well, this is another crater here I just panned down to. What does the color look like, Joe? Again, the lunar surface is tan, except deeper is more of a dark brown. And again, the new areas look more like gypsum, like whitish, chalky white, over.
Yeah, that's just the way it looks down here, Tom. And at the top of your picture, just a moment ago, we had a darker, it looked like a Mari area up there.
We had a dark. Yeah. Yeah, that's the crater. Roger, that is a Mari area with a central peak.
Roger, that central peak really stands out, John.
And the peak? Central peak really stands out, John. Yeah, and it's white on the bottom and sort of black-gray on the top. And then there's some white up at the top of it.
Those colors are coming through just as you're describing them. We've got that tannish color, kind of a grayish tan color, and the Mari area comes out dark black, and the white area is just like you say, Tom. They look just like gypsum.
I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's that white crater in the center of your screen.
Roger, we got it.
And it has a black spot right in the middle of it. Okay, it has a black spot right in the middle of it. That's a very small impact crater. I don't know whether it's an impact crater or not, but it's very new. It looks new.
Okay, you're talking about the fairly small one, are you not, John?
Yeah, it's very tiny. Just a white spot.
Yeah, I think we got the one you're referring to. However, we can't see the spot in the center of it. We don't have quite that good a definition.
Roger. Here's another bright one inside of a rather larger crater with a little darker brownish type bottom on it.
Yeah, we
White
get the
spot over on the side has two. You don't have the two dark spots in the center of it.
What is that white spot? Is that a small crater on the side of it there?
Roger, that's a small impact crater. If you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing on the monitor, why you're not, I don't imagine it'd be terribly easy to tell what all's going on out there. But it's a pretty good picture, all things considered, from how far it's going.
We've got a real good picture down here, John, and yeah, that little white crater on the left-hand wall there stood out real well. and the craters that you're showing us now looks as though you've got a central peak in one of those. Let's see if we can figure out which ones they are there.
Roger, look at that hill over there on the horizon.
Roger.
I'll pan the horizon here, and you can see that this is not a very flat moon. Look at all these, that's the actual hills you're seeing out there, and they really stick up. And we just saw Snoopy rising. Maybe you can see it in your picture.
We can't see him. Whereabouts in the picture is he now, John?
No. He's just right behind us, but he's not very far back there.
Okay. Hey, which way are you looking now, John?
We're going backwards right now. Okay, here's sweeping the other side of the horizon. No matter where you look on the moon, there's always some different geological structure to study. Boy, it's really got its cheer up. Now we're coming to a place where the Mars is getting darker. And I don't know if you can tell it from this picture here, but there are a couple of spots in the middle there that stand out that are evidently much blacker than the actual Mari.
Yeah, we got them. Those look pretty darn interesting.
Hey, Apollo, Houston, this is Apollo 10. Look, I know you ran some studies, but by golly, we can see Snoopy, and he isn't too far away. He's catching up with us. Can you talk to the Fidos? He's right down below us. We can occasionally see him tumbling end over end down below there, and he's coming in closer each pass. That's Snoopy's descent stage. We can see him right down below us now, and he's right. I thought he was a little out of plane, but now he's looking more in plane with us.
Okay, that's real interesting, Tom. We'll try and get Fido on that. Apollo 10 is Houston. John, are you looking out directly east now, or were you looking directly east there?
We're looking backwards.
Yeah, okay.
As Snoopy is behind us. We're going BF.
Roger, copy.
Copy.
Yeah, we're looking back east, and Snoopy's back there. And evidently, earlier we saw him, and he was out in front of us, going above us, and now he's behind us. But he's right around in our area, I'll tell you.
Can you estimate at all about how far below you think he is, Tom?
Oh, we've lost him down in the Maria now.
What kind of a pitch angle were you looking at him, do you think, when you last saw him, Tom? From local or horizontal?
We're looking we're looking straight out at about 215. It's taking forever for Verb 83 to come up here. we thought he might be out of plane, but that sure didn't look much out of plane to me when we finally saw him. And he's getting awful close. You can see the silver panels, and there he is right down below us. He's cutting across the Terrunius twins. Yeah, between Terrunius B and K, and that rascal is right in plane with us. I'm looking down now at 257. He's right down below us.
Okay, Tom.
Which means he's down low, and he's going to be coming up.
Raj, okay. You don't have any idea, range-wise, about how far out he is, do you, Tom?
No, but I can see him occasionally in the sun glint down below. He couldn't be over 10 miles. Now it's hard to say.
Yeah, roger.
See what I saw John yesterday. But we sure don't like to be around here playing footsie with that rascal.
Roger that.
You guys treated him so bad on staging, he's out to get you.
There he comes again.
Okay, are those Terrunius craters you're showing us? Again, this Houston, that reel you're showing us now really is coming in clear. Those reels and look like flow features there are pretty darn interesting. Apollo 10, Houston.
Go ahead.
Roger, Tom. If you can kind of keep one eyeball peeled out for Snoopy there and give us another hack when you pick him up again with relation to either pitch angle or some ground features, we might be able to get a rough estimate on what his orbit is.
Well, that isn't the okay, but the academic question, he was out in front of us. Now he's moved down. It looks like our orbits are crossing. And I know...
Okay, there's Censorinus there, folks. And boy, you can't see it from here, but is that rascal bright?
It sure looks bright from down here, John. It's standing out like a diamond. And 10, this is Houston. Is that area outside the bright ray there, bright ray area, is that kind of a brownish gray, or that's the way it's showing up on our color anyway?
There's a big... Okay, this is rattlesnake and diamondback reels right here.
Roger.
Coming right into Site 2, the small craters that angle line right into Site 2. You can see some of the ridges probably very plainly, and as we get there, John can probably show you Mulkey, which will be on the right-hand side of your screen.
Okay.
And just to the right of Mulkey is what we're calling US 1, which is a tremendously wide gulf.
Okay, 10, this is Houston. We got you on the map there. Looks like you're panning right over the gashes right now and just about to come into Mulkey. Is that firm?
That's affirmed. Okay, here's US 1, and we're just right over the landing site ourselves, looking back.
Rod, US 1 standing out real good. And we pick up chuck hole right in the middle of US 1 there.
Yep. You can probably see where US 1 up here, it sort of looks like a strike slip fault. It's displaced the full width of the gulch itself.
Roger.
And we're coming up on Sabine and Ritter at this time.
Okay.
You're looking at Sabine and Ritter, and very shortly we'll be crossing Schmidt. We just went over landing site 2.
Okay, we're getting real good resolution again on this TV tonight. We're picking up all these things real good. And that's Schmidt crater. Is that a firm?
If I'm not mistaken, that's a firm. You're looking right down into Schmidt. Can you see any of the boulders around the edges that we can see from here?
Can't honestly say that we see anything like boulders there. Gino. That's sure a good picture, though.
Okay, Jim.
Ken, Houston, we couldn't see any boulders, but we could sure make out the slumps on the inside of the crater there.
Some of these rascals look pretty deep to us.
Roger that. Ken, that shadow pattern on the bottom of that crater is real interesting. That looks like Theon. Does that copy with what you're showing us?
Say again, Joe?
Roger, that crater you were just showing us, the shadow pattern on the bottom with a real interesting pattern there. That looked like Theon crater.
That's firm, you're right. We're past landing site 2 now, on the stretches up on into 3.
Roger.
Okay, here's an interesting, more than a ridge, it's a cliff-like ridge, jagged feature. It looks like it's smooth up to one end and cliffs on the other side. Looks like it might also be fairly high, in contrast, much lower than some of the other surrounding craters, though.
Roger, I think we see what you're talking about.
It almost looks. Okay, it almost looks like it's a flow that's come down the valley and stopped right at that point, and it's been dusted over. But it appears to be the front edges of some type of flow. It's the first time we've really had a chance to look at that.
Yeah, that looks real good from down here, Jane. We can pick that up. That's a good call. Boy, that one really looks rough. I think we got that as Godin Crater. Is that firm?
That's firm, and the walls are very light, whitish gray. The bottom is at 30 tan. And it's got a central peak that it's got very big boulders at the bottom. We can see from here, and it's got on the far side, on the upper side of your screen, the side is slumped down in stages. It appears like it is not slumped down smoothly like you see on the bottom side. It's mostly in shadow, but you might be able to make it out.
That's just great, and that's a good call. That's a great description, too. We couldn't make the boulders out, but that slumping is coming through just as you're describing.
We're getting into the area of long shadows as we approach the terminator at this point.
Roger.
Okay, pitching down at a half degree per second.
Apollo 10, this is Houston. I know y'all keep an eye out for Snoopy. You haven't happened to seen him again, have you?
Negative. It's going to be awful hard to. We're going into sunset here. About 4 minutes ago, I thought I saw him go. About 4 minutes ago, I thought I saw a glimpse of him go vertically below us. However, it was just a quick glimpse. It was something glistening. It was hard to tell whether it was a close by particle or something way down. So
Okay. Gene, about 15 or 20 seconds ago, you were showing us a bunch of little, what looked like domes there. Did they look like little domed hills to you?
There's some little domes out there. There's plenty of little domes out there. Now, which ones you're talking about, I sure don't know.
Okay.
Tom's trying to give you a look at a lot of reels and one where there's another, what could be or what would appear to be a strike slip fall type of movement between one side and the other.
Okay. We've lost our picture, we think, because of the high gain antenna. Gino, if it's possible that he could rotate back around to your original latitude.
We've still not been able to lock onto the spacecraft high gain antenna. At this time, Apollo 10 should be just about over landing site 3 at an altitude of about 62 nautical miles.
Apollo 10, Houston. Roger, 10, we're just barely reading you. We're not getting any TV picture now. Have you secured the camera?
We'll try to keep it on just a few minutes to see if we can pick up Earthshine here.
Okay, very good.
What do your FIDOs say about Snoopy, over?
I'm sorry, Tom, I cut you out. Say again?
What do your FIDOs say about Snoopy? It appears in our analysis that basically we've seen him going small in forward, and now we were turned around, DEF, and he's always been out in front of us going above us, but this time he was right down below us, so it looks like we are catching Snoopy. Is that their analysis, over?
Well, Tom, I think maybe we misunderstood your first call. When you first called him out on this pass, did you say he was down and behind you? You were at about a 215 pitch angle?
Well, we were looking right at him at 215 pitch, so evidently he's out in front of us, but maybe... maybe he was behind us. It was kind of, see, I didn't have the orb rate going. The computer wouldn't cough me out a solution, and so I was looking inertial, and I finally got him. And as we were pitching around at 3:30, I think he was out in front of us. But he wasn't out in front of us as near as much as he has been, and he was down below us, definitely. And always before, we've seen him out in front, but way up above. But there's no doubt he's getting lots closer, over.
Roger, okay. And when he passed right directly below you, that was right over Tarantius, is that correct?
Yeah, around Tarantius where we were there, he was down below us.
Okay, we got that call, okay. And we're trying to figure out what Snoop's doing right now.
Yeah, I know it's highly improbable of a collision, but it'd sure ruin your whole day if it ever happened.
Roger that.
Okay, I've got Snoop down there and reflected. I'm aiming right at him. He's down below us. I'm pitched at 336, and Snoop is in about the plus X going across the crater. See him down there? He looks right and plain. He's in reflected sunlight. He's in reflected sunlight. The rascal isn't too far out there. I'm now pitched at 340 degrees, and my X-axis is right at him. So Snoop is out in front of us and below us. Over.
Roger, we copied, Tom, and he's probably coming up. Is that a firm?
That's a firm. I would say he'd be coming up and heading up towards his apogee.
Roger that.
Or should I say Apollon?
Right.
He's moved out in front of us.
He just went into his own sunset right now. We just lost him.
We may be able to pick him up in Earthshine.
Okay, we'll crank those angles in, and that alongside of your sighting of him right directly under you over Tarantius, we should be able to come up with some sort of a guesstimate on how close he's going to be. The Fido Troop thinks that when you saw him directly under you, that's probably the closest point that he'll be to you in his orbit. We're going to keep working that, though, Tom.
Okay, of course, you know, in reflected... Right, Joe, in reflected sunlight, it's awful hard. However, earlier, we could see the sparkles off of his legs, you know, and some different colors there as the sun would rotate off the panels, but that was with the 28 power binocular. Over.
Right, I understand. That's still plenty close.
Yeah, I'd say so. Okay, we have Earthshine real good here, and Gino will try to give it to you out the window. We've got the... put it on.
Okay. Old Snoop's just a devoted old hound dog, Tom. He'll probably try and follow you back home.
Just as long as that rascal doesn't sniff too close.
Joe, Earthshine is very bright to us, but it doesn't appear like it's going to be very bright to the camera. I don't think we're going to get anything. I thought maybe we'd even get the Earthshine horizon here, but I don't think we're going to.
Okay, I'm afraid we're not getting any picture at all down here, Jane.
Okay, Joe, we'll go ahead and terminate it. I thought the light level's pretty low where the eye could adapt to it. It's pretty dark down there, I must admit.
Okay, mighty fine. I've got a couple of landmark tracking updates and a map update for you when you're ready to copy.
Stand by. We're getting ready to get the camera secured and some other stuff.
Roger that.
Okay, Houston, Apollo 10, go ahead.
Okay, I'll give you the landmark tracking update pads first. This is for Rev 30. Your T1 is 1341556. T2 is 1341730. For roll, all balls. Pitch, 282. And yaw, all balls. North, 29er, 41. And that was for Site B1. For 150, P1 is 1342740. 13429er12. Roll is all balls. Pitch 246. Yaw all balls. North 020240. And I'll stand by for readback on those two.
Okay, give me the first one on B1. I missed that. The first T1.
Roger. T1 is 1341556.
Okay, with a readback, T1 will be 1341556, 1341730, 000282000, north, 29er, 29er41, 150, 1342740, 13429er12, 000246000, north, 020240.
Roger, that's good copy on a readback, and let me know when you're ready for your map update.
Go ahead, Joe.
Okay, this is for Rev 30. LOS will be 1331056, 1332144, 1335705.
Roger, readback 1331056, 1332124, and 1335705.
Okay, on your second row there, Tom, that's 1332144.
Roger, that's 1332144.
Roger, that's correct, Tom.
Okay, John's going through an IMU realignment, and just for academic interest, I'd like to talk a little more about Snoopy. Obviously, he was out in front of us, and he'll be going out in front of us and coming up higher. As such, I'm trying to make a relative motion plot in my own mind here, and it looks like at TEI, if he continues to do that and we burn and zip out there, we could be fairly close. Over.
Okay, Tom, what Fido has come up with, that if you initially picked him up behind, or if he was behind you and then he passed directly below you and is coming up in front of you now, what he should do is continue to climb on up above you and therefore fall back behind. And he'll continue to fall behind, and at TEI you should be between 500 or 600 miles out in front of him. What has happened evidently is you've lapped him once, and this probably will be the only time you'll get a chance to see him until you leave the lunar orbit.
Okay, well, that's what my initial estimate was. And when I called into Charlie earlier, it looked like that we were, you know, naturally he went away out above us and behind us, and it looks like we'd already caught up with him, and I didn't know what the rate of catch-up was. But the whole thing, when we saw him down below and like that, I see. So we've already left him, and he's going to continue to go. That's good. Over.
Roger, understand, Tom.
I could tell we were right in the place where the orbits were crossed, and I was trying to plot a relative motion picture in my mind and fly at the same time and do a few other things, and it wasn't too easy. But there's no doubt about it. We were so close to the rascal, you could see different color in the sun glint between the black and the silver panels on the sides of the descent stage here. Over.
Roger, that's getting pretty close.
Yeah, and I admit that the possibility of a rendezvous is real low, but still just like to keep a handle on it. Over.
Roger that, Tom.
Raj?
Tim, this is Houston. Tom, other than this rev, can you recall what other revs you've seen Snoopy on?
We've seen Snoopy every rev on the landmark tracking, and you know, the landmark tracking that we did for those 4 revs, and every time he was out in front of us and would disappear over our head. Over. And that's when we were going just about local. We were pitched down from local horizontal about 20 degrees, you know, as John was doing the landmark tracking, maintaining orb rate, and Snoop would come up over the horizon and then disappear out over our center hatch window. And each time it looked like we were getting closer, which meant, you know, that we were catching him. Over.
Roger, I understand.
Roger, Houston, like I know we were lapping him, but like I said, he was out in front of us now, and the whole thing, what I was concerned about was the next 2 relative perigees that Snoop would make, the way he'd be coming down and what our picture would be in that period of time. Over.
Okay, Tom, we understand, and with what you told us, we'll try and piece together with what seems to be the most logical route that Snoopy's taken there.
Okay.
Joe, since we were late changing our last canister, do you want us to back off on this one, or you want us to change it on time?
Okay, 10, we'd like for you to go back on the normal schedule.
Okay.
Okay, Joe, I'm going to roll over 180 degrees here.
Okay.
Apollo 10 is now at an altitude of 68.1 nautical miles, approaching apogee of 68.2, we should say apolloon. The crew has just completed realigning their guidance platform shortly after we lose touch with the space.
Apollo 10, over.
Roger, 10, go ahead.
Roger, we're showing a 68.5 by 53.6. Where is the paraloon now?
I'll get it.
Point over the surface, is it?
I cut you out there at the last, John. Say your last again, please.
At what point over the lunar surface is parallel?
Okay, I'll get that for you. Just a minute. Apollo 10, Houston.
Go ahead, over.
Roger, John. We've got your parallel there at 58 minutes north, and longitude is 8658 east.
Roger. That means people that were watching the TV were watching it at the closest point of approach?
That's affirmative, John.
Hey, Joe, is it 1 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the afternoon?
It's just about 1 o'clock in the morning.
What morning?
It's Saturday morning, the 24th, John. Can't you guys tell what where it is daytime there?
Oh, yeah, we can see how the sun progresses across the Earth up there every time we get an Earthrise. Over.
Roger.
You can see Earth shine. You can see when you get night adapted, you can see the lunar surface through the telescope almost well enough so that I believe you might be able to do landmark tracking on some large feature.
Very good.
You can't see anything through the sextant, but okay, we're going. The large features come through loud and clear in Earthshine. Joe, we're going to lose you. I'm going to put you on an Omni.
Okay, thank you, Gene.
I don't know why we didn't think to look for that before.
John, this is Houston. Do you think you could pick up the same type of features in Earthshine, but about within 10 degrees of the terminator? Okay, Apollo 10 is Houston. We're reading you now, John.
You keep calling me by the wrong name.
You keep sounding like the wrong guy.
I keep getting mixed up myself.
Hey, Apollo 10, this is Houston. On your comment on being able to pick up these features to the telescope in Earthshine, do you think you could pick up these features within about 10 degrees of the terminator? This is still in the Earthshine.
The Earthshine terminator or the nighttime terminator?
The nighttime terminator.
No, I do not, because, no. You mean 10 degrees?
Roger.
Which Earthshine are you talking about? Which? The regular sun terminator would be impossible because you're not night adapted. You can't see anything when you go into the dark through the telescope.
Roger, thank you.
So you get night adapted, and then you can see all the terrain features.
Yeah, okay, we understand. Thank you.
Okay, Houston, Apollo 10. All the way through the landmark tracking, we shot photos of opportunity, and we just about ran out of film here. We shot so much of it. So on this one, we're just going to maintain orb rate with a heads up here and set of heads down. We can get pretty good coverage really out the side windows, and we shot the whole strips out the other way. So we're on this rail, we're just going to maintain orb rate with heads up, and I don't think there's really any photos of opportunity we haven't already got, but we'll still be shooting some.
Okay, Tom, I understand. Apollo 10, Houston.
Go ahead, over.
Roger 10, FIDO is predicting that on the backside at sunrise at 1:33:26 that Snoopy should be directly overhead. So if you pitch up, you might be able to pick him up in right at sunrise.
Roger, at sunrise 1:33:26. Thank you.
Yeah, Apollo 10, this is Houston. We show LOS here in about 2 minutes, and we should pick you up again at 1:33:57, which is about 48 minutes from now. And we'll keep in contact with you till you go around the corner.
Okay, Joe, real good. Thank you.
Okay, 10, this is Houston. We'll probably lose you here in about a half a minute, so we'll see you on the next round and keep an eye out for old Snoop.
Okay, will do, Joe. Thank you, man.
And we've had loss of signal. Apollo 10 looked good as it went around the corner. And we'll next acquire the spacecraft in about 46 minutes, early in the 30th revolution. During this revolution, we had some interesting comments from the crew relative to sightings of Snoopy's descent stage, which was left in an orbit of about 10 nautical miles by 190 nautical miles. Of course, the LEM ascent stage is now in solar orbit. The crew reported that they had seen Snoopy on every landmark tracking rev, which would have been revs 24, 25, 26, and 27. The spacecraft, or rather the LEM descent stage, appearing out in front, and then, as Stafford described it, disappearing overhead. And each time he said Snoopy would appear to come closer, indicating that the CSM was catching and in effect lapping the lunar module. The ground here in Mission Control concurred with that analysis. The flight dynamics officer estimated that at the time of trans-Earth injection, the command module would be about 500 or 600 miles out in front of the LEM descent stage. We advised the crew that if they looked directly overhead at 133 hours 26 minutes, which would be sunrise on the back side of the moon, they should be able to see Snoopy directly overhead. As the spacecraft went around the corner of the moon, we were showing an orbit with an apogee of 68.5 nautical miles and a perigee of 53.3. The orbit continuing to show a decrease in perigee and an increase in apogee. The spacecraft orbital weight at this time is 36,685 pounds, and the orbital period is 1 hour 58 minutes 50 seconds. At 133 hours 14 minutes, this is Mission Control, Houston.